Let's look at question 31 to 40 of the 2019 JAMB Physics examination questions. Question 31 here says, a boy receives the echo of his clap reflected by a nearby hill 0.8 seconds later. How far is he from the hill? Take the speed of sound in air as equal to 340 meter per second. A, 66 meters. B, 136 meters. C, 264 meters. D, 528 meters. So how do we solve this question? Now, this is a question on echo. Question number 31 is an echo problem. All right. And for an echo, we know that the velocity of sound, v, is always equal to 2 times the distance all over time. All right. You want to know this for an echo. Velocity is equal to 2 times distance times time. In the question there, they gave you the time there, t as 0.8 seconds. So t is equal to 0.8 seconds. Also, they said take the velocity of sound in air, v. It's a constant. The value is 340 in meter per second. You ask how far is he from the hill? That's the distance. And to get that, let's impute value. So V is 340. We're having that 340 V is equal to 2 times D all over T. T is 0.8. So I have 0.8 here. Of course, I'll have to cross multiply. 2D times 1 gives you 2D is equal to 340 times 0.8, which is 340 multiplying 0.8. Now, working with this, we have that 2D is equal to 340 times 0.8. That gives you 272. Divide here by 2, divide here by 2. This cancels this. So D is equal to 272 divided by 2. That gives you 136 meters. All right. So the distance between the boy and the hill is 136 meters. Let's see which option that is. 136. That is option B, 136 meters. That's your answer. Next up, question 32. 32 says, in one of the conditions necessary for an object to be in equilibrium when acted upon by a number of parallel forces is that the sum of the forces is A, 0, B, negative, C, positive, D, average. Now, for equilibrium, the sum of forces should be equal to 0. All right. So please take note that for equilibrium, the sum of vector forces is equal to 0. The correct answer there is A, 0. Next up, question number 33. 33 says, what is the least possible error encountered when taking measurements with a meter rule? A, 1.0 millimeters. B, 0.5 millimeter. C, 0.2 millimeter. D, 0.1 millimeter. Now, for this question, you want to note that the smallest division of a meter rule is 1 millimeter. That is the smallest division. And if you look at that, we can say that the least possible error should be equal to half the smallest division. So for 33, the smallest division of a meter rule is equal to 1 millimeter. That's 1 mm. And the least possible error should be equal to half of the smallest division. So half of 1, and that's equal to half, which in decimal is 0.5 of the unit millimeter. So the correct answer there should be 0.5 millimeters. Looking at the option there, that is option B. So option B is the correct answer. Next up, question 34. 34 says, when a negatively charged rod is brought near the cap of a charged gold leaf electroscope, which has positive charges, the leaf A collapses, B collapses and diverges again, C diverges, D remains the same. All right. Now, for this question here, you want to remember that opposite charges attract. So positive leaf would lose repulsion, which causes it to what? Collapse. So for this particular question, the correct answer there is A, collapses. All right, it will collapse. That's the correct answer. Next up, question 35. 35 says, when a telescope is in normal use, the final image is at A, the focus, B, the radius of curvature, C, the near point, D, infinity. So what's the correct answer for this particular question? Now, in normal adjustment, you want to note that final image is usually at infinity. All right, and this helps to reduce the strain on the eye. So for this question here, the correct answer is D, infinity. So note that when a telescope is in normal use, okay, the final image is usually at infinity, and this helps to reduce the strain on the eye. Next up, question 36. 36 says I, electrical potential, I, torque, I, kinetic energy, IV, momentum. Which of these quantities listed above are vectors? A, I and II, B, I and III, C, I and III, D, I and IV. All right. So which of these? Let's label 1 to 4, which are scalar and which of them are vectors. Electric potential is a scalar. So note this. Number 2, torque. Torque is actually a vector. It's a vector quantity. Kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is a scalar quantity. And then momentum. Momentum is a vector quantity. So if you're being asked which of these is a vector, I and IV, all right, they are the vectors. That's torque and momentum are the vectors. So hence the correct answer here is D, I and IV. That's the correct answer. Okay. Next up, let's get the next thing there. The next thing here is that question number 37 says the diagram shows a stationary wave of wavelength 40 centimeters in a closed tube. The length L of the resonating air column is A, 10 centimeters, B, 20 centimeters, C, 30 centimeters, D, 40 centimeters. All right. So how do we solve this question here? Now, for this question, you want to note that you're given the wavelength lambda as equal to what there? 40 centimeters, as you can see in the question here. That's wavelength. Now, for this particular question, what will be you're asked to find the length L of the resonating air column. Now, this is the air column here, and how to do that is very simple. If you look at this from this one here, you have this side here and this side, right? This side and this side forms two. You're having two movements from here. From here, you're having one, then you have this two, then you have this three. There should be a fourth one, which should be like four here. All right, let me do this again. Now, from this, if you observe this diagram here, the simplest way to tackle this, always remember this, that if I go this way, this is one, and then this way, this is two, okay, and then this way, this is three. Now, normally, just as this part here, every part that opens this way should also end like this. So in essence, in a real sense, after three, there should be a fourth one here that goes this way, that will end this way, like this. That would end this particular part here. So in essence, what we have here is just three. We have just one, two, and three. So that becomes three all over. This is supposed to be four in total. So it becomes 3 over 4. Now, what we'll do with this is that we'll use this to multiply the wavelength. That's how it's done. That means L will be equal to 3 over 4 times the value of the wavelength. And that's equal to 3 over 4. The wavelength is 40. L is equal to 40 divided by 4 gives you 10. Right? 3 times 10 gives you 30. So I'm having this as 30 centimeters. So the correct answer here is C, 30 centimeters. That's your correct option. Next up, question number 38. 38 says, if a metal wire 4 meter long and cross-sectional area 0.8 millimeters has a resistance of 6 ohm. Find the resistivity of the wire. You have option A, option B, option C, and option D. So how do you solve 38? So for question 38, let's record the formula. The resistance R is equal to rho L all over A, where rho here represents resistivity. All right. And let's list our parameters. We're given resistance as 6 ohm. We have this. We're given the length L as 4 meters. We have this. We're also given the area A as equal to 0.8 millimeter square. Now, length is in meters. So we want to convert this from millimeter squared to meter squared. All you have to do is this is equal to 0.8. To convert from millimeter squared to meter squared, multiply by 10 to the power minus 6. Or you can say divide by 10 to the power 6. All right. So you're either multiplying by 10 to the power minus 6 or you're dividing by 10 to the power 6. So take note of that. All right, from here, or this is the value here in millimeter squared. All right, so when you do this, you've converted from millimeter squared to meter squared, 0.8 times 10 to the power minus 6. All right, so with this, we can proceed to solve this. We are asked to find resistivity rho. Let's make rho to be subject of the formula. So R is equal to rho L all over A. This is over 1. Rho L times 1 gives you rho L is equal to R times A is RA. To get the value of rho, divide here by L, divide here by L. This cancels this. So we have that resistivity, rho is equal to RA all over L. And this is equal to R is resistance. Resistance is 6 ohm. That's 6 times A. The area there is this one here in meter squared, 0.8 times 10 to the power minus 6. 0.8 times 10 to the power minus 6 all over L. L is the length, which is here as 4. So I'll have this as 4. All right, let's proceed with this. If you work on this, resistivity R or rho is equal to multiply numerator 6 times 0.8 times 10 to the power minus 6 gives you 4.8 times 10 to the power minus 6 all over denominator is 4. So you get your calculator and you punch this. Punch 4.8 times 10 to the power minus 6 divided by 4. You have your final answer as 1.2 times 10 to the power minus 6. Resistivity is in ohm meter. So ohm meter, you have this. So this becomes the correct answer to this question. So let's see which option has this particular answer. 1.2 times 10 to the power minus 6 ohm meter. That is option B. So option B is the correct answer. All right, next up, question number 39. 39 says, from the diagram, the point that represents the elastic limit is, so here's a diagram here, load against extension. Which of these points, Q, R, S, T, represents the elastic limit? A, Q, B, R, C, S, D, T. From here, you can see that the elastic limit is at this point here, right? This point here, which is B, that's R. All right, so this is the elastic limit. All right, then from here to here is your plastic limit, or S is the plastic limit. Meanwhile, here's where it becomes plastic. So that's your plastic region. That's where it has lost its elasticity. Then from S to T is the breaking point. This is where it breaks. All right, breaking. So if they ask for elastic limit, it's at this point here, which is R, and that is option B, R. Finally, question number 40. 40 says, which gas produces a pink color light in a discharge tube? A, argon, B, air, C, neon, D, mercury. Now, for this question here, you want to note that the gas that produces a pink colored light in a discharge tube is actually neon. All right, so neon is the correct answer. Okay, so note that neon gas glows pink or sometimes red in a discharge tube. So neon becomes the correct answer to this question. Okay. All right. So as usual, I'll leave question number 41 for you to solve. Right. Solve question 41. Leave your answer in the comment section. Question 41 here says the quantity of heat needed to raise the temperature of a body by 1 Kelvin is the body's A, internal energy, B, specific heat capacity, C, specific heat capacity, D, heat capacity. So option A, option B, option C, or option D. Which of this is the correct answer? Leave your answer in the comment section and I will tell you if you're correct or not. All right. So is it option A, option B, option C, or option D? Leave your own answer in the comment section and I will give you a reply. I will tell you if you're correct or not. Okay, guys, so please take note that we have a JAMB WhatsApp group for JAMB Bytes. All right. So if you're writing JAMB, we have a JAMB WhatsApp group where we do daily revisions on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology. So if you're a science student and you want to join our JAMB WhatsApp group, I'll leave a link to the JAMB WhatsApp group in the video description. All right. You can also join our JAMB channel membership to get access to exclusive content for JAMB Bytes, or you can get the full JAMB course on our website. Simply visit www.journalimmanu.com/courses and you see the JAMB/WAEC classes. All right. Okay, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. All right. Like this video. Also leave a comment. Right, for the comments, I gave you a task, question number 11. Solve it, leave your answer in the comment section, and I will tell you if you're correct or not. Don't forget to also subscribe. If it's your first time here or you're yet to subscribe, please do what to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and select all so that you get notified whenever we upload a new content. Then finally, ensure to share this video to your friends and their colleagues so that they can also learn. Thank you and see you in our next class.